Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the SGA Forum for the Spring 2021 elections. We're going to go ahead and get started. All right, for the SGA Forum today, for the class officers and student candidates, you guys have 3 minutes to present your speech. For the executive officers, you have 4 minutes. If you have any questions, please send them to our director, Jalen Brown, in a private message. And Okai, our representative, and Ayana, our deputy director, will present those questions. And the candidates have a minute to speak and answer those questions. We will begin with our sophomore class officer candidates. First, we have Zalia Anthony for Miss Sophomore.
Oh, I'm here. Do we go ahead and say our speech now?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, may you please prevent your opening speech?
Okay. Good evening. It's Zalia Anthony here, your candidate for Miss Sophomore 2021-2022. Being a bio pre-med student, I have come to realize that keeping yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually healthy can be very difficult. I have experienced firsthand how detrimental it can be to one's academic success to not have a good balance of mind, body, and soul. I want all my peers to be successful at Xavier. Therefore, I will be implementing numerous programs that will better the mind, body, and soul of the student body. For the mind, I have personally seen my peers and friends' mental state completely deteriorate in college. Thus, I want to implement programs with African American guest speakers who understand the difficulty and complexity of mental health so they can show us how to improve our mental state. Also, I would like to make another program that would give students a chance to come together and speak on different issues they may face individually. We are all in this together. For the body, I would like to push for better calf hours, especially for athletes. I have noticed that many of the athletes have practices or games that last after calf hours. Because of this, athletes resort to either using their Flexbucks at Chick-fil-A or using their own money on DoorDash. Also, being a vegan, I want to push for better vegan and vegetarian options. In my experiences, when I go to the calf, there are many options to choose from. Overall, I want to see healthier options, which will include smoothies, organic fruits, and organic vegetables. For the soul, lastly, everyone's aspiration within themselves is to be truly happy. As your Miss Sophomore, I want to create different activities which will help students ground themselves. I'm very into yoga and meditation because it can bring peace to your mind. When you elect me as your Miss Sophomore, I would like to host yoga and meditation classes, which would be a time for students to relax and clear their minds. Thank you, Zalia Anthony.
Thank you, Zalia. That was lovely. Next up, we have Tia Barrett.
Are we good to go?
Yes.
Hello, Xavierites. I want to start off the night with lyrics from the well-known artist Her. I'm gonna see it through. There's no one, oh, there's no one like you. Long as I'm standing, we could never lose. I'm always, always fight for you. Just like Her says, I will do my best to be there for my class and see my campaign through to the end. I am Tia Barrett, a freshman chemistry pre-pharmacy major from Antioch, California. I am currently a member of the Xavier competitive cheerleading team, which is currently on the road to nationals. I hope to win your vote and become the next Miss Sophomore of 2021-2022. My platform name is Tia, modeled after her self-titled album. It stands for Taking Initiative and Action. And through my platform, I plan to lay down the facts and give focus to reach the best part of our college experience. The song Facts represents how we as freshmen need to be more informed about events and school functions. We miss out on a lot of our college experiences due to the lack of information given. I plan to create a platform for our class to stay informed and knowledgeable of all events on campus. This includes revamping the class Instagram page and making a promotional schedule for our social media. I want to partner up with the Royal Court to make a program for us transitioning into adult life. This program would contain information about credit cards, internships, scholarships, housing opportunities, job fairs, and more. The song Focus is about aiding in the improvement of retention rates in our class. As COVID has made everything virtual, it is quite hard to retain information and stay focused on studies. I plan to assist the student body by hosting group study halls in certain classrooms, with each classroom representing a different subject. The best part is about advocating for small businesses on campus. Many students can do hair, makeup, nails, and even create other products. I plan to get in touch with the Director of Campus Innovation to create a professional space for small businesses to showcase their talents and creations. To further advocate for small businesses on campus, I can create a website to promote the details, make appointments, and show prices for these businesses. Lastly, the song Gone Away is about caring for our students who are far from home. I plan to introduce our class to different regional clubs such as Chicago Club, Cali Club, African Student Union, and so on. This will allow the class to feel more connected with each other and combat against homesickness. To conclude this speech, I want to answer one final question. Why should I become Miss Sophomore? You should vote for me to become your next Miss Sophomore because I want to advocate for you. I want to make our sophomore year memorable in the midst of COVID confusion and calamity. By taking initiative and action, I wish to keep my class informed, improve class retention rates, advocate for small businesses, and combat against homesickness. When voting for me, my class's well-being will be my focus and best part of my sophomore year.
Thank you, Tia. Now we have a minute for questions.
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So no one sent in a question, so I'm just gonna ask you guys a question. It's for both candidates. So your question is, what distinguishes you from your opponent?
I'm sorry, Ayana, can you repeat that question? I couldn't really hear you.
Can you hear me better? Yeah, okay. So your question for both people is, what distinguishes you from your opponent?
Do I go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. So for me, I feel that I'm outgoing, and I feel like the biggest thing about me is my health, and being an African American woman. In the society, I've noticed that we're not really educated on the importance of our health, and I really want to advocate for that because I continuously see that in the health field, it's just always us in the hospitals, it's always us on kidney dialysis, and I feel that this separates me from my other candidate because I really want to push and strive for health around campus. So.
As a student athlete, I'm involved in several small groups on campus, which makes my experience as an athlete and a student very different from others. And so this will help me focus on small groups on campus. And also I want to advocate and push for small businesses because this will help the wealth and support each other's ideas and talents on campus. And this is why I feel equipped to be an effective student leader.
All right, thank you guys so much. Next up, we have our sophomore class secretary candidate, Janiyah Belcher. Janiyah, may you please start your opening speech?
Hello, my name is Janiyah Belcher. I hope to serve as your sophomore class secretary. I'm a freshman biology pre-medicine major from Hampton, Virginia. I currently serve as freshman class secretary. I'm an exponential honor student, Bumble campus ambassador, hair artist, and content creator. My campaign platform is very straightforward. The points that I'll be pushing next year if I'm elected are accountability, building, and connecting. It's as simple as ABC. As class secretary, it was my responsibility to hold everyone accountable for our success. This past year has been disastrous for so many students, and I want to see us all do better as a collective and ensure clear communication is taking place so that we can get what we need to heal and improve. My next point is building. This year, we all learned a lot about ourselves, a lot about each other, and a lot about our institution. And as a sophomore class secretary, I will do what is needed to prioritize each student so that we can grow and build together. And in order to fill the gaps between freshmen and everybody else, as class secretary, I will seek relationships with other organizations and leaders on campus, as well as find other ways to reach all student demographics. This semester has definitely been a journey for the Freshman Class Council, and even with everything we've encountered this semester, we were able to create urgent and effective media content for the class pages, and I was able to organize a freshman public relations team to boost engagement. To be brief, I serve because I like to see things get done, and I'm the best candidate because I have extensive experience with leadership, branding, marketing, and media. I'm always going to bring a positive attitude to everything I do, and I advocate for all students. Please vote for Janaea Belcher. Thank you all so much for your time, and I hope y'all have a great night.
Thank you, Janaea. Now the floor is opened up for questions.
Okay, no one's asking a question. I'll ask you a question. So what are you most excited about implementing if elected?
I think I want to begin a video series on our class pages that will aid in branding and how people can use their social medias to their advantage in terms of professional development. So that's one thing I want to bring this semester and into next semester.
Okay, did you have a question?
Sure. Janaea, what drives you to be a student leader at Xavier? Like, what's your drive?
My main drive would be that I like to connect with people, and one thing I do when I talk to people, you know, everybody has what they want to say and different opinions and stuff like that, and I like to bring them all together, see what will work, what's not going to work, and see how we can execute it, you know, from a class council level. So really just seeing stuff get done and seeing how what we do on this level affects students. I like doing that.
All right, thank you.
All right, I just wanted to remind everyone that if you do have questions for the candidates, please send them to Jalen Brown, our director, in a private message. Now we will move on to our sophomore class vice president candidates. Tendai Mpofu has a video for us, and we will play that.
I don't think we can hear the video. You may have to share your audio on the share screen.
I'm sorry, what you say, Tia?
We can't hear.
Yeah, we can't hear the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to share your audio on the share screen.
Okay, let me stop
Share
sharing.
screen. You gotta share your audio too.
Hey Xavierites, my name is Tendai Mpofu.
Could y'all hear that?
Yes, it's working now.
Okay, all right.
And I am running for sophomore class vice president. I'm a psychology pre-med major from Fishers, Indiana. And unfortunately, I am not able to be with you guys today, but I would love to explain my platform just a little bit more for y'all. So my quote that I made for this election season is, "Through every endeavor, we are better together." And essentially this means that we have been through so much already, and I know that as we continue to go through many ups and downs, if we stay together and we work together, that we can do so many greater things than this year. So I came up with an acronym for the word better. So the first letter is B, and it stands for brilliant, because as students first, we strive for excellence, and I know that next year we're going to be even greater than we were this year. The next letter is E, and that stands for engage, because I want us to become closer as a class and get to know each other better, because we didn't have as many opportunities to do that this year, and I'm hoping for more opportunities to do that next year. The T stands for trustworthy, because when I'm elected into office, you guys have trusted me to represent our class, and I'm honored to have that opportunity, and I would love to do that to the best of my ability because you guys have entrusted me with that. The next T stands for timely, because when I get into office, I want to start right away working on improving our class, the needs and wants that we have, and I want to be able to serve our class the best we can. The next letter is E, and it stands for empathy, because I know what we are all going through because I went through it too. So I know that I will be able to better serve our class knowing where we all stand and what we are all going through. The last letter is R, and that stands for resilient, because we have gone through so many things this past year, but we have all bounced back from it, and we are definitely one of the toughest classes because of that. And so I'm excited to have this next year with you guys, and I can't wait to get to know you guys better. Hey Xavierites, my name is Tana.
Alrighty, our next speech will be from our candidate sophomore class president, Adam Washington.
Hello, my name is Adam Washington. I'm a business management major with a concentration in administration and minor in pre-law from Dallas, Texas. I'm honored to be here today to announce my candidacy to be a sophomore class president for the 2021-2022 school year. When I was first introduced to Xavier as a freshman, I can never predict the amount of growth and maturity I would have gained from simply being in the presence of like-minded students, with the ambition and vision to be successful in their respective fields, with a collective understanding of the perseverance and assiduity needed in order to truly excel at this university. Being a part of a community of this sort has pushed me to truly assess my potential as a student and as an individual. I have grown in areas of my life that without this experience I've gotten so far, I don't believe I would have seen the same growth otherwise. Being a student athlete at Xavier, the standard that I quickly knew I would have to hold for myself was that I must treat every second of my day with full purpose and full intent. I can't lose track of the direction that I was set to go due to the responsibilities I'm placed with, because of any excuse I could give myself along the lines of, I'm too busy, or like I can hold off to this or that tomorrow because I already did X, Y, and Z today. I have the mindset instilled in me that my priorities are to be treated with the same equal intent of 100% if I desire 100% of my results. With the year that me and my freshman classmates were entered into, we weren't given the true, full experience that we would have gotten if it weren't for the unfortunate time we were faced with the global pandemic. Already coming out of high school within a regular senior year, our freshman year of college was inhibited by many restrictions in order to give our class and the entirety of the Xavier student body the safest college experience that they could deliver for us at the time. Although personally, I'm beyond grateful that we were even granted the opportunity to touch campus grounds, as some other colleges and universities weren't granted the same opportunity. I believe that we should not be stagnant in the progression towards the potential of the full experience that we had robbed from us. The vision that I seek for my class is the year that we were never fully granted, but 100% deserve. A year in which we claim everything we deserve. In order to do that, my responsibility to you is to create opportunities for all students in all ways in which my power allows. I will seek for more ways that students are able to participate within the university and the community in which each student individually can build a stronger background of personal achievement, as well as networking amongst other students that will help build their foundation for their desired career path. As a leader, I will make sure I'm doing my duty in order to lead our class correctly, and that means ensuring that every voice will be heard and taken seriously in terms of what the class and student body desires related to our experience, and any ideas, suggestions, or disapprovals related to our class administration. I will do my part in order for us to advance in the direction that we all seek, the direction to the fullest HBCU experience we all desire and deserve. I will do my best to build an environment in which the student body is provided with more opportunities that they can directly become more involved with campus life and overall community involvement. This will not just be limited to the residing students on campus. I want the students, regardless if they reside off campus or on campus, to be granted the same opportunity to be a part of the family culture that Xavier has already implemented. I strongly believe that if one is named a student as Xavier, the choices in which they choose to live during their time as a Xavierite should not interfere with their ability to fully enjoy the benefits as any other regular student would enjoy. This includes, but not limited to, the increased outreach of events or community service opportunities. Oh, you said my time's up? Sorry. Well, I appreciate you for listening to what I have so far, and I encourage you to vote for me for the 2022 school student council election as your sophomore class president. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Adam, that was a great speech. My question to you is, what challenges do you foresee with your position, and how do you plan to overcome them?
I feel like the main challenge I have so far is that we're unaware of like where we're going to be at that time when we come back to school next semester. And I feel like, it will take obviously direct communication with like the school administration and like, communication amongst like the entire council to see like in what ways are we able to like move from most of what we do from like virtually to in person, and kind of doing what we can with like the safety measures that we have right now. And like, how can we adjust what we're able to do at that point by that communication that we have with the administration as well as with the student body as well.
Thank you. It's good.
Alrighty, next up, we have our junior class officer candidates. Omari Elliott.
Hold on. I'm trying to minimize my screen real quick. All right, there we go. Good evening, SGA Election Board, students, and administration. My name is Omari Elliott, and I'm a sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia, majoring in psychology and minoring in cognitive neuroscience. And I'm running for Mr. Junior in your SGA 2021 spring election. I'm a person who has always struggled with fitting in and adjusting to societal norms and doing what everyone thought was cool or popular. After a while, I realized none of that matters. And I realized that no matter what someone thinks or what someone has to say about my life choices, my interests, the way I dress, or anything else I do, that my opinion is the most important. I say this because everyone has a different path to success and a different path to happiness. And I don't have to be like everyone else to get where I want to be in this game called life. Coming to Xavier was one of the best decisions that I've made in my life, and it gave me the opportunity to leave a lot of harsh things about my past behind and start anew, while embracing the real me and trying to find myself. The community at Xavier took me in and made me feel like family and accepted me as I was. And this made me want to do my best to be a part of this community, continue to better it, and hopefully be the person that helps nurture other students like myself who struggle with self-identity, depression, anxiety, and other things many of us face. If elected as Mr. Junior, I promise to always promote individuality and inclusivity in any and everything I do on this campus. This campus is filled with so many talented individuals of all different backgrounds, races, sexual orientations, opinions, and beliefs, and we are lucky to be at a place where our differences can and should thrive. We're at an HBCU, and not just any HBCU, one of the best in the world, and we are the pinnacle of Black excellence, and we're in the middle of the most important and influential years of our lives. These years shouldn't be spent trying to assimilate and grow accustomed to society's standards of success, society's opinion on your skin, society's opinion on your image, or society's opinion on your beliefs. They should be spent trying to find yourself in your own path to success. As your Mr. Junior, I want to start a movement on this campus that obliterates society's standards on what we should be. Standards that were created so that our people never succeed, and standards that are rooted in systemic racism and oppression. We will overcome any stigma and adversity we face because we are all amazing and destined for greatness. Greatness we can only achieve by staying true to ourselves, working hard, and never changing who you are and what you believe in just because someone disagrees. My platform, No Cap, is rooted in something I say all the time and truly believe. For those who don't know, no cap usually means to speak truthfully or definitively about something. In this context, it not only means that, but it also means never give up, optimism, confidence, ambition, and positivity, which are things I learned to live by on my journey to find myself and love myself. These 5 things have helped me achieve things that are in line with my definition of success, and they keep me pushing to this day, along with my great support system I found here on campus. I love my school, and I especially love my class of talented Xavierites. And if elected, I promise to try my hardest to ensure we have the best junior year possible by listening to the many things you all have to say and incorporating them into the things meant for students, like homecoming, junior week, spring fest, and much more. I want to give my special thanks to my amazing campaign manager, Anaya Green, because without her, none of this would have happened. Thank you so much, Xavier, and vote for me, Mr. Junior, in spring 2021.
All right, that was good, Mr. Omari. Do have a question for you. What do you believe your biggest weakness is as a leader, and how do you plan to improve this weakness if elected?
My biggest weakness as a leader would be having to make the tough decisions that I know a lot of people may or may not agree with. But as I referenced in my speech, that something that could improve this is actually just trying my best and making the decision I see fit. Because if elected as Mr. Junior, that means my class would have saw me as fit for this position. So that means they trust my judgment and my decision-making skills. So I need to believe in myself, just like my class believes in me.
Thank you, sir.
All right, next up we have the Miss Junior candidates. Our first candidate to speak will be Jasmine Bush.
All right. Greetings and good evening to election board members, managers, fellow candidates, and to all who watched at home. My name is Jasmine A. Bush, and I am vying to be your Miss Junior for the 2021-22 school year. I am running with the campaign platform Royalish, an acronym standing for Root, Optimism, Youth Mentorship, Active, Leadership, A Break, Implementation of Workshops, and Headstrong. R for Root. As unique individuals, it is always very important to remember that we all have different routes to becoming the best version of ourselves. If elected as Miss Junior, I hope to host Rooted in Me Wednesdays, serving as a weekly mental health check-in and professional application program checkup. O for Optimism. Setting goals for oneself is an important part to becoming a successful individual, If elected, there will be an increase of implementation of goal-oriented activities and programs, such as vision board parties, daily all moments, and a revamp and continuation of Motivational Mondays. Y for Youth Mentorship. As a project coordinator for Max 2.0's Teaching Young Children, I have been able to see firsthand the impact of a positive mentor in the lives of young minority children. As Miss Junior, I will implement our Mini Me mentoring program to serve as positive mentors and role models for these children and young adults. A for Active. During these troubling times, it is very easy to become inactive physically, spiritually, and emotionally. If elected as Miss Junior, I will share weekly challenges on social media that Xavierites can do to keep their mind, body, and soul happy and healthy during these times. L for Leadership. Everyone is a leader, no matter if you hold a title position or not. I will work with my junior class boards to embrace and enhance the class's leadership skills through social media challenges. A dash for a break because everyone needs one. Implementation through Saturday Unwind. I for implementation of networking, time management, and social duality workshops. S for service, of course, because upholding the Xavier mission. If elected as Miss Junior, I will implement a monthly service hour check-in with the class student body. To receive incentives at the end of each month, one must meet the minimum service hour quota. And H for Headstrong. I am determined to serve in a capacity keeping the needs of my fellow Xavierites at the forefront. If elected for the class of 2023-25 Miss Junior, I promise to work diligently with my fellow class board members to serve my class to the best of my ability. I promise to remain royalish and to uphold every element of my platform to the best of my ability. Thank you everyone for your time and consideration this evening. My name is Jasmine A. Bush, and together, let's be royalish. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. Next up, we have Maijay Cooper.
Good evening, everyone. I am Maijay Cooper, and I am a biochemistry major from Houston, Texas, and I am running for Miss Junior. At first, I didn't think I had the right qualities to run for this position, but after consulting with a friend, I was inspired to not underestimate myself, believe in my capabilities, and to not limit my opportunities. I want to do the same for others. We all know Xavier isn't easy, and we all know that in creating the excellence that Xavier has in store for us, that we are often faced with releasing our own limitations, but in doing so, also tapping into all the capabilities inside of us. So now I am speaking before you all with passion, confidence, and the right qualities to be your Miss Junior. I realized I'm capable of much more than I credit myself, and so are all of you. We came to Xavier to make an impact, to change the world, and to create a more just and humane society. And my goal of my campaign is all about making an impact just as excellent as the legacy left behind us. I know you all are thinking what kind of impact I'm trying to make. Well, my 5 impact pillars are inclusion, involving, innovating, inspiring, and ideals. Inclusion is giving everyone an opportunity to voice their opinions, being open to listen to their opinions, no matter what ethnicity, sexual orientation, and their political views. Involving is being rooted in the community, volunteering in the surrounding areas, and just being a helpful hand for a Zulu community and the community surrounding it. Innovating is making change and providing fresh ideas to the student bodies, such as more vending events and more events for us to bond as a student body. Inspiring is encouraging one another to be great and continue to produce the epitome of Black excellence that Xavier has been producing and instilling in us for all these years. And we can do this by opening doors, opportunities, and most importantly, our hearts and minds to one another. Idyllic represents how beautiful everyone is in their own way and embracing that. And if you're ready and willing to work towards not only making an impact, but enhancing the legacy left for us with inclusion, innovation, ideals, vote for me for your Miss Junior. Thank you.
Thank you, Majay. Our last candidate, we have Jalen Simmons.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jalen Simmons, and I'm a sophomore neuroscience major from the South Side of Atlanta, Georgia. And I would like for you all to parenthetically pause at this point and think about what success looks like. At its core, success is hard work, motivation, and commitment. And I am the epitome of success from the inside out. I've always been a person of compassion and helpfulness. And if you make me your next Miss Junior, I promise to be present by standing in the gap for those who may not be able to stand and lead this journey with enthusiasm and vigor. Running any race requires endurance and strength, and I'm willing to run this race with you and for you. I would love to be your next Miss Junior as I bring about and implement change through an abundance of new and innovative ideas, which will include everyone in the junior class. My platform is very simple but extremely effective. I will consistently create a dynamic, inclusive, zealous environment while always yielding excellence on campus. To be dynamic is to be characterized by constant change and activity. One of my biggest goals in being elected is to always have something positive going on or in the works for my class. Inclusivity coincides with my dynamic approach because while planning and working, we must always remember to incorporate every single student into the plans. When speaking on inclusivity, I mean no matter a person's race, ethnicity, financial background, sexual orientation, or gender identity, they'll be able to participate and contribute to their class. Our world is so divided for numerous reasons, but I want to be the pinnacle of unification for our Xavier campus and surrounding communities. Through acts of service and aid, I plan on bringing my class together and connecting them, not only on campus, but through the community we presently call home. A zealous atmosphere is one that is energetic, passionate, and exciting. These three words look a little different in current times due to the global pandemic that we're still facing. But even in times like these, there are many ways to increase and maintain student involvement and student morale while continuing to be safe. By creating an environment that is dynamic, inclusive, and zealous, it will maintain the standard of excellence that Xavier has always been able to uphold. I will put my best foot forward in all things involving the junior class. Let's all get a little dizzy and vote for me, Jalen Simmons, as your next Miss Junior. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Great speech. Question is for three of you. What is the number one issues all three of you would handle once elected to the position? Your number one issue. And we can start with Jasmine.
I believe that my number one issue might be being able to choose the correct and being content with all of the answers that I may put forward. I'm a person, if anyone knows me, I have a really rough time of saying no, and just choosing right from the right of the greater manner, depending on with the whatever the situation is. Just I'm sorry, coming to a blank. Choosing the right choice and being content with myself that I chose the right choice that's best for all beings of the class.
Great, thank you. Ms. Cooper?
So a number one issue would be mental health. We don't have the right resources to achieve what we need to achieve. So I feel like we need more mental health resources and like mental health things to do to strengthen our mental health.
Thank you. Ms. Simmons.
The biggest issue that I personally want to work on is just more service, more service, more service. I think the best thing that you can do for your community is give back to it, put yourself back into it. However, you may do that, whether that's your money, your time, your participation, however that may, however that looks to you. So as a class, I think it will be not only a great bonding experience, but also you're helping someone else, the people that you live, right next to, and things like that. So that's the main thing I would want to work on.
Thank you all so much.
Next up, we have the junior class president candidates. First, we have Blaze Pilo.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Blaze Pilo, and I'm a sophomore bio-pre-med major from PG County, Maryland. I'm running to be your junior class president. I based my campaign on the platform Blaze, which stands for Bringing Leadership and Zealous Effort. To me, Blaze means presenting the best version of yourself at all times and constantly trying your hardest in all that you do. I have blazed through so much of my on-campus involvement, such as serving as an XU Vanguard, being an active member and current serving treasurer of Foreign Language Club, and assisting with our very own XU Leads class. If elected, I plan to continue to blaze by instilling empathy, transparency, honesty, openness, and service here at Xavier, especially within our junior class. The reason why I'm running is so that every student can feel heard and respected by their classmates and administration. I deem myself a pretty approachable person, so no one should feel uncomfortable voicing their opinions and expressing their wants. I believe that a good leader is only as strong as those that they lead. So you're probably wondering, we've heard enough about Blaze, but what are her tangible plans? I have many ideas, but in the interest of time, I will just share a few of them with you. First, I would like to implement Sunday events on social media where students can come in and discuss topics of mental health, academic preparedness, and anything else that is important to them. Secondly, I would ask different faculty and staff members to come in and host seminars with students so that we could gain more insight on what is going on behind the scenes administratively here at Xavier. Also, this would give students the opportunity to hear from professors that aren't in their departments and from staff members whose roles are not as visible in our day-to-day lives. Lastly, I would implement a student speaker series where students could talk about things that they may be researching or have expertise in. I believe that having the opportunity to learn from each other is unparalleled. These are just a few of my ideas, but overall, I plan to implement engaging activities to facilitate interaction between our class and the rest of the Xavier community. I want to give back to Xavier because it has given so much to me. I want to give back to XU 23 and XU 25 because my classmates have helped me through so much. They have exposed me to new ideas and contributed to the woman that is sitting here speaking to you all today. A woman who is ready and prepared to take on new challenges, a woman who is ready to blaze through her junior year, a woman who is ready to take the rising junior class to the next level. As I have said countless times throughout this campaign season, my candidacy is a love letter to XU, and I'm ready to take on anything that is thrown my way as your next junior class president. A vote for me is a vote for empathy, transparency, honesty, openness, and service. A vote for me is a vote to trailblaze junior year and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Blaze. Next up, we have Edward Rashid.
Good evening, faculty, students, and election board. My name is Edward Rashid, and I am running for junior class president. I'm a biology pre-med major from Shreveport, Louisiana. Growing up, my father instilled two basic principles within me. One is that leadership is proven and it is not promised. And my father also instilled in me to be a man that people can count on. I'm running on the platform COUNT, meaning to be consistent, opportunistic, to be understanding or unwavering, to be noble and to be trustworthy. But how can you be trustworthy with no track record? So what have I done? What have I done as a leader here on Xavier's campus? As a Vanguard, I've had the opportunity to convince 12 students from around the country, 12 talented students from around the country to come to Xavier and add to our excellence in our community. I've also had the opportunity to become a peer dean where I also took on the mantle of leadership of 10 more students. And I check on 22 students every week to make sure that they're doing well in not only their classes, but in their mental health. I've also, as the Collegiate 100 Director of Mentorship, I targeted the St. Mike's Dormitory because our male presence on campus is very much wavering, especially when it comes to graduation rate. So me and a core group of my friends, we went to the St. Michael's Dormitory to make sure that students were not only staying on top of tasks, but making sure that they had tangible ways of going through their college experience. As a leader of the praise team and campus ministry choir, I kept the praise team going after it almost died last year, with a lot of our students being seniors and moving on to bigger and better things. So my track record speaks for itself. I'm a leader that's proven, and I don't promise anything. But what can I give you in the future? What are the things that are tangible that I can implement as a president? Well, first, branding is very important for our class. I noticed that we don't have a trademark for our class, as the class of 22 have their shirts, Stay Focused. I want something like that for our class. Either it be class masks or a new class shirt, something that's going to brand us. A suggestion Zoom box, and making myself accessible to our student body by either Zoom meetings or emails that can be sent to me directly. Because at the end of the day, all of us work for the students. It doesn't matter if you're the president, the secretary, or the Mr. and Mrs. We all work for the students. Also, hosting and making sure that our students' achievements are put on the banisters, making sure that our Twitter and our Instagram is dedicated to our students' achievement. There's so many business owners, there's so many athletes that have won great achievements, like our cheerleading squad. They're going to nationals. Our students need to be put on the forefront of everything that's going on. So I want to make sure that our students are not only seen, but they are heard. My name is El Rashid, and I'm running for your junior class president.
Mrs. Nikki, do you have something to say?
No, ma'am.
All right, we do have a question from the forum. What separates you from your opponent? What separates you from your opponent? And we can start with Blaze.
I think what separates me from my opponent is I'm a very open person. I like to talk to people. I'm very focused. And I am very good at getting tangible things done, writing things down, and executing plans. And I think that a lot of people find it very comforting to talk to me on campus. And I just think I'm really easy to talk to and really easy and people know that I'm dependable and reliable. So I think that's what separates me from my opponent.
Okay.
Two things separate me from my opponent: experience and execution. I've served on SGA before. I've been on the panels for different things around school. I've had opportunities to go behind the scenes and make sure that not only budgeting was done correctly, the event was done correctly, and that we had things that we could actually get done for the class. Last year, or rather last semester, we all know that we wanted academic accommodations from our staff and our faculty. After those were shot down, me and a core group of students set up a student rally, a protest, in order to protest the decision that the faculty made. Not only did we get an invitation to meet with the president and Mr. Curtis Wright in order to get these academic accommodations made, but along with the SGA president, our Student Alumni Association president, as well as other alumni, we were able to get students not only the extension for withdrawal dates, but we also were able to get the GPA brought down from a 3.3 to a 3.1 to keep scholarships. So I'm an executioner, and I'm also very experienced.
All right, real quick for Edward's question from the forum. It says, how will you implement all that you've done previously into this presidency if elected?
Well, simply, I'm not a person that lives in the past. I only mention my track record in order to show people that I'm a proven leader. What I can promise you is that the things that I have done have shaped me and given me unusual experiences in not only leadership, but teamwork. And I plan on implementing all of these things that I've talked about, from the branding of our class to the putting our students on the forefront with our social media, personal students that have done things in our communities, business owners, making sure that our students are seen. That's what I will bring. And that's what I plan on bringing as the president of the junior class.
Thank you guys so much. That's all the questions we have for now.
Alrighty, next up we have the senior class officer candidates. We will begin with Mr. Senior Jordan Ashmore.
Good evening, my Xavier family. My name is Jordan Ashmore. I am a junior biology pre-med major here at Xavier from Cedar Hill, Texas. I am more than honored to be given the opportunity to run for Mr. Senior. I am determined to use my platform to enhance the unity between SGA and our class. I look to reshape our understanding of community service and what it means to serve the greater New Orleans community. I also look to reinforce the importance of student engagement. My platform is Let's Make a Deal. DEAL stands for determination, engagement, awareness, and leadership. Let's collectively get active and make our final year a blast. With the use of my leadership, I know we'll get there.
All right, anybody has any question? All right, I got one. So for Mr. Ashmore, what do you think is the importance of communication in your role if elected?
I feel like communication is really important because word spreads really fast. Like everyone's on social media, and just as quick, you've seen like rumors spread around campus really fast. If we get everyone spreading the right messages about the right things, people will follow the trend. I know being a part of ASA, when we held voting panels, we got even like student athletes involved. We got people around New Orleans involved, and everyone was talking about voting. And I feel like together we made it happen because of communication.
Thank you, Mr. Ashmore.
Alrighty, now we have our Miss Senior candidates. We will start with Shakayla Coulter.
Yes. Greetings, Xavier writes. My name is Shakayla Coulter, a junior psychological science major from Chicago, Illinois, and I am running for your Miss Senior for the 2021-2022 academic school year. When I first decided to run, I was asked two important questions that really shaped my experiences with this campaign. What do I envision this position looking like? And what or how can I add to this position? When I imagine this role as a campus queen, as Miss Senior, I believe she should serve as an ambassador of the class, maintain class spirit, and keep service at the forefront. My platform, Vision, encompasses all the aspects of what Miss Senior should look like and represent at our university. V stands for vocal. Creating safe spaces for the class of 22 to voice their opinions is my main mission as Miss Senior, while also advocating for that very voice in our class council meetings. I. The first I stands for intellectual. As a psychology major, mental health is extremely important to me. That is why I want to implement Mindful Mondays with Kay, a series of programs catered to the overall wellness of our class as we enter and adjust into the real world. I will also, as Miss Senior, work with the Counseling and Wellness Center to expand our access to those very resources. S. S stands for selfless. Your Miss Senior should always be of service to her class and her community. As a member of several service-based organizations, I know exactly what that looks like, and I know I can and will serve our community and class to the best of my abilities. I. The second I stands for invested. Being invested means to be supportive of your community. That is why I want to implement or revitalize a current mentorship program on campus to help freshmen in their transition to Xavier. For example, making a program like Project KD more expansive to encompass all the dorms that now house freshmen is an idea I have. O stands for open-minded. Being open-minded not only means a willingness to listen to your ideas, but being unprejudiced to all the diverse viewpoints that we share. That is why I will work with the class council to create interactive events with your input in mind. Finally, the last letter N stands for noble. Nobility is defined as holding high morale and personal qualities. As your Miss Senior, I will demonstrate leadership by maintaining a positive representation of our class. As a Xavierite, I know what it's like to feel all the highs of Xavier, but also some of the lows. I know how it is to adjust to challenges this role will demand, and that is why I believe I'm the best candidate for Miss Senior. Thank you for your time and consideration, and have a blessed evening.
Thank you, Shakayla. Next, we have Jordan Lewis.
Good evening, everyone, the students of the senior class. My name is Jordan Lewis, and I'm vying to be your next Miss Senior. With everything going on in the world today, and as we transition into the last year of our college careers, it's imperative that we remember the reason we stepped on this campus almost 3 years ago, to become successful men and women who will go out and revolutionize the world that we live in. But in order to handle business, we must take care of ourselves first, both physically and mentally. COVID has presented us with many challenges and changes academically, personally, and spiritually. It was so disheartening to see and hear so many of my peers doubting their capabilities, doubting their ability to persevere, and doubting the greatness that we're destined for. With that, I based my campaign, Know Your Worth, then Add Text, based off what I felt my class needed the most from this position. Not just a leader, but a servant leader. Someone who is committed to celebrating our class when we're up and serve as a source of security and reassurance when we're down. We as a class and as individuals must let go and release those negative mindsets in order to receive the positive results that we aim to achieve. As Miss Senior, I want to be your constant reminder that we all can do any and everything that we set our minds to. So vote me, Jordan Lewis, as your Miss Senior. Thank you and have a lovely evening.
Thank you. Our last candidate is Sharon Ogbonna, but she will have a video.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sharon Ogbonna. I'm a neuroscience major from Amarillo, Texas, and I'm a candidate for Miss Senior. As you may have seen this past campaign week, my platform has been Reconnect, Reform, and Reclaim, where we focus on reconnecting with our peers, reforming the communities around us, and reclaiming our future success. If elected, I would like to use these 3 things to translate into fulfilling the role of Miss Senior. During our time at Xavier, we have all had friends that have left to continue their journey elsewhere. This means that everybody that's left is obviously meant to be a part of our journey, and we should really take advantage of that and get to know them. I would like to encourage this through planning events throughout the school year and our class week that promote unity and inclusivity in the Zula 22 community. These are events such as monthly Battle of the Zodiac Signs, where signs get to compete as teams to prove that they are truly better than the rest. Events such as photo walks, artist spotlights, and partnerships with XU Media for those who like to express themselves in more ways than just another Civ in paint. Events such as movie nights and virtual game nights for those who may not have the desire or the energy to be at a busy event, but still want to feel included in the class. And lastly, with so many successful and driven members of our class, I would like to promote a student-owned business weekly so that we can all rally together to support them. The second part of my platform was Reform, where we focused on impacting the communities and circles that we inhabit. If elected, these would translate into more opportunities for serving as a class, where we can see the impact that we make together, which is far greater than any impact we'd make as individuals. This would also translate into a hopeful partnership with Drexel Prep, an all-girl high school that was also founded by St. Catherine Drexel. We can mentor those young women and continue St. Catherine Drexel's legacy. And lastly, I would also like to plan workshops with alumni and kids who can come and teach us the necessary tools so that we can advocate for ourselves and our communities in the future careers and jobs. The last part of my platform is all about reclaiming, which requires us to take time to recollect our thoughts, reevaluate our goals, and move forward. It's about encouraging and speaking success over our futures and supporting each other all the way there. I know that we've all struggled with our mental health and our motivation during this time, so this will translate into bi-weekly mental
Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, MAX, PAWS, and other volunteer organizations